Today is the start of a new era between Turkey and Ethiopia.
Aynı zamanda inşaat ürünleri ve inşaat sektörünün de yatırım portföyünü.
I am proud to be the first U.S. president to visit Ethiopia, and tomorrow the first U.S. president to address the African Union. So my visit reflects the importance the United States places on our relationship with Ethiopia and all the nations and peoples of Africa. As you noted, Ethiopia and the United States share a long friendship. Our people have worked together, traded with each other, and stood alongside one another for more than 100 years.
As we gather here today in Ethiopia, a dynamic country in a rising continent, we share a once-in-a-generation opportunities.
So that shows all the prime attention towards the East African nation Ethiopia, a once totally neglected country. Yes, this name a few decades ago was associated with starvation, civil war, and massive inhumanity that had been the source of deep pain to millions of lives in the country. And during those times, the major motivation for the rest of the world to travel to this country, if there was any, were humanitarian assistance, but today that seems to be a totally different phenomenon. Over 500,000 people traveled to Ethiopia in 2014 to visit its incredible tourist destinations such as Lalibela, Aksum, Gondar, and the Blue Nile. And this year, the figure is expected to double as the country has been chosen as the world's best destination in 2015 by European Tourism Commission. This of course does not include the special trips made by high-profile people such as Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan that aim to strengthen the increasing economic, trade and investment ties and long-lasting relations between the two countries. And the recent visit from the US President Barack Obama was transpired to be a historic moment for a sitting US President visiting the country for the first time is also another indication that the world is turning so much attention towards this country. Being able to host the various international conferences, such as the most successful ones, the third Financing for Development Conference, attended by more than 5,000 international people, is not something to ignore either. Ethiopia, which is playing a key role in stabilizing peace and security in the region and becoming a model for many developing countries by registering a double-digit growth, is also becoming a gateway. So what does it really mean to invest in this country?
Investing in Ethiopia is investing in the future of Africa.
The economy, which is driven by other than oil, is flourishing, and its investment is continued to be attractive and competitive than any other African countries. According to the 2014 World Investment Report, Ethiopia was the third largest recipient of foreign direct investment in Africa, with a 214% increase from the amount in 2012. And the report stated that the foreign direct investment inflow to the country had reached $953 million in 2014, up from the $279 million it was in the previous year. And the country predicts a record of $1.5 billion foreign direct investment the current fiscal year. Even if many countries across the world have continued to invest in the country for multiple reasons, 3 countries have a major share in the increase of the amount of foreign investment into Ethiopia: Turkey, China, and India. However, Turkish companies, which arrived much later than Chinese, are the leading investors in terms of capital volume, and Ethiopia is now becoming Turkey's biggest African investment destination. There are over 350 Turkish companies investing over $3 billion, half of the $6 billion that the country has invested in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. Most of the current Turkish investment projects, creating a push-pull effect to enhance the already blossoming trade between the two nations, are in the fields of manufacturing, real estate, construction, and hospitality. And recently, more than 23 Turkish companies have made their way to Ethiopia to enter the untapped pharmaceutical investment and trade market in the country. The companies engage in pharmaceuticals, chemical products, medical equipments, and cleaning materials and cosmetics have discussed with more than 150 Ethiopian companies mainly engaged in importing and distributing of these products. Turkey has a lot of high-tech modern production facilities and highly trained professionals in the pharmaceutical sector. Ethiopia's booming infrastructure, low power price and labor cost, political stability, and over 90+ million people gives Turkish companies the opportunity to make up joint venture with Ethiopian business people. Ethiopia's development policies and strategies have promoted rapid, broad-based, inclusive growth by attracting foreign direct investment, and there could possibly be limitless reasons to invest in this country.
Why Ethiopia? There are many answers to this. Why invest in Ethiopia? First answer that I would give is that Ethiopia is one of the most important countries in the African continent. Politically, it is one of the most important. It is the capital of the African continent because the African Union and many African international institutions are located here. Secondly, it is the second largest country in Africa with a population of almost 96 million. After Nigeria, this is a very big market. And finally, Ethiopia is among the fastest growing countries in the world. It's among the 10 fastest growing countries in the world. And also with regard to Africa, it is going to be one of the main pillars of the continent in very few years.
Currently, we have got 180 hospitals which are functioning, 2,395 health centers, and around 15,000 health posts. And we expect the number of health facilities to be expanded to 800 in the coming 2 years, and health centers to expand to 3,200, and health posts to expand to 30,000. So what we actually forecast is the business we have for the pharmaceutical sector, the chemical, medical devices we have is going to be maybe 4 or 5 folds in the coming 2 years. So this can indicate that we have a lot to work, especially on the supply of pharmaceuticals, chemicals, and medical devices.
Nowadays, our government is strongly working toward quality health service and the products to upgrade the supply of standard pharmaceutical products, medical device, cosmetics, sanitary materials. Such kind of meeting and event has a vital contribution in strengthening health regulatory sector.
According to officials from the Ministry of Health, Ethiopia's increased investment in the health sector in recent years has resulted in an impressive 95% potential health coverage. The health indicators have remarkably improved towards achieving the health-related Millennium Development Goals. And during the third Financing for Development Conference, the country launched an ambitious 10-year national strategy and plan of action to develop local pharmaceutical manufacturing capacity in order to increase access to local manufactured, quality-assured medicine. The plan is also expected to raise the local investment from the current level of $2 million to $80 million at the end of the 10-year period. Maybe a future green light for those investors and a joint venture.
All companies are open. The most important thing is first to get in contact. After getting contact, after a time when they know each other, they start cooperation in different types. One of this is partnership. Second one is investment. Third one is improving management, quality, and expertise. So it seems to be not a good way just doing a trade, export or import issue at the beginning, but this is a regular way to find other possibilities. for partnership or for joint venture investment.
Today we try to talk to two of the manufacturers here to see if they are interested to enter into the manufacturing sector on joint venture basis or in any form they want. But these people are new to the Ethiopian market. Many of them are new to the Ethiopian market. They want to see to the market first before they commit themselves to the manufacturing.
Why not? Maybe it could be possible in the future. But first we need to start with exporting our products to Ethiopia first and to get an idea about your market condition first. It's better for us. But then in the future we can do something together such as joint venture, something.
We had two companies that we discussed that with. Unfortunately, it's too early for me to say anything, but with more information, why not?
People frequently complain about attending meetings if they are disorganized, unnecessary or too long and too often, among others. So in this regards, both Ethiopian business people and their counterparts who travel thousands of kilometers seem to have the same stand. The meeting was distinctively well organized by Wafa Marketing and Promotion PLC to bring together Ethiopian and Turkish business people.
I would like to extend my thanks to Wafa Marketing and Promotion. And I also want to, of course, thank Mr. Zulfikar Kılıç, my commercial counselor, for organizing together with Wafa this very important event.
Wafa, the organization is nice. They organize the B2B meeting in a professional way. I thank them.
I met 18 companies today. I feel tired but happy. I hope we can do something together with some companies. I believe that actually. I had very informative meeting here.
We're so happy, it was productive. The session was so good. The way you treat us was good as well. And we met with really interested manufacturers who want to enter the Ethiopian market. And we were so happy to talk to them. And I think we have gained a lot out of it. Personally, we are happy.
I think it's very productive. It has just make it very easier to we are contacting directly to the manufacturers directly. We have been previously using by some agents and other type of agents. We have been communicating and the agent sometimes it fails. We didn't get directly to the manufacturers. We have been these problems. Now it is very interesting. Just we get face-to-face to the manufacturers.
This production I actually found to be extremely helpful because I travel a lot to different countries for these kinds of opportunities or potentials. And this was very effective in that there is no way you could meet this many potential partners in one spot in such short time. So I found this to be very helpful.